So the story of the weekend, Friday, Saturday, was a Biden campaign bus, event bus. Joe Biden not on it, of course, but in Texas, riding around for campaign events, was apparently, supposedly, allegedly harassed and an attempt to run it off the road by pro-Trump supporters in trucks, waving Trump flags, waving banners and all that. Happened, I believe it was Friday afternoon during the rallies there. It was news story, it was top news, I saw the video. So what I want to do is I'm going to run a piece of the video here for you guys. I'll run it up somewhere, and then we're going to talk about why this is kind of good and it's kind of bad for Trump. But I want to talk about the reactions from it, and then I want to talk about what the video really shows versus what it really doesn't show. So let's roll the footage, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
Harris bus is leading the Trump train. Woo! Look at that! Oh my God! Somebody said that they had police escort, but I guess they defunded the police and the escort left because they ain't nowhere around. I think that thing is the Biden Harris bus. Oh, yeah? Yeah, that white car is. I guess escort the Biden bus. Look at how they're driving. We're in New Braunfels, Texas, and we are welcoming Kamala Harris with the New Braunfels Trump train. Funniest thing I've ever seen, man. They're like chasing him. This is in New Braunfels right now, and they're like, look at this. They're like literally escorting him out of town.
We're just following the Trump train that is following the Biden bus.
There's some Trump supporters that have showed up behind the Biden-Harris bus that has been traveling all over the country.
All of you ladies, you little Biden-Harris side is not going to do anything. They're lying to you, and you're a sheep. You are a sheep. You're a sheep.
This is what the Trump supporters do. This is who the Trump supporters are. This is what Trump has done to America. This is what Trump. Look at this.
Let's go! Let's go! Please, I hope you're all going to be poll watchers. I hope you are.
great if you guys all get together, head down to McAllen, and give Kamala Harris a nice Trump train welcome.
Okay, so obviously we have a couple different angles here, one from up close next to the bus, one from back kind of in the left-hand side there. It looks like possibly Trump supporters, possibly Biden supporters video. Here's what I'm gonna say. There's three things, and I want to address all three parts of it. So the bus, at no time did anyone attack the actual bus. Now I know that sounds silly because the bus is huge and these are small cars, but the bus is in its lane, and that white SUV that appears to be with the bus is the one driving, if you look, in the middle of the lanes and across the line there. The black truck, the big black truck of the two vehicles that collides, is in the far right-hand lane and is in its lane the entire time, driving at a speed that appears to be less than or equal to of the bus. He's staying right with them. He moves up, he moves back a little bit, but he's in his lane. The white SUV is the one coming over trying to initiate. I mean, it's behind the bus splitting a lane illegally. I could screenshot it, freeze it, and show you. It has split the lane. So then the black truck and the white SUV come together. At the point they come together, it is over the line. So first of all, de-escalation. Let's learn de-escalation, guys. Regardless of the white vehicle being wrong or the black vehicle being wrong, or who cares, just, you can't get into it with each other. It's just not safe. So, but that is that white vehicle. That seems like it's an incident between them and not the bus. The bus is driving along. All the other Trump supporting cars are driving along, and nothing's going on outside of those two people. And so that's where I see that. So the Dems are always going to spin, the Biden people are going to spin it and say, well, we were in danger. The bus was never at any danger. The fact that they got off the highway and canceled the events, that's on them. They could have just continued along. So that's number one. Number two is when you see the second part of the video from the vehicle that's actually up next to the bus, next to the driver's side window there, it appears, and I can't say this is speculation on my part, that the driver of the bus goes over the left and actually initiates the almost contact. They almost contact each other with that vehicle, and that vehicle appears to still be in its lane. I kind of slowed it down frame by frame and tried to see it leave its lane. It's the bus. It's the bus coming over. And again, I don't care. Nobody should be coming over at anybody, but facts are facts, and the video doesn't lie. That's number two. Number three, when we fast forward to the part where they show them at the event outside of the bus and people just going back and forth at each other, well, that's typical. That's par for the course. Everyone yelling back and forth at each other, calling each other sheep, holding up signs. Nothing got violent there. Nothing went crazy. So that's just an everyday political thing. I'm not excusing it because it's sad to see that people just can't be civil, but this is a very, very vicious political fight. I mean, if this doesn't show you how this world is operating these days, nothing will. I mean, you can't even talk. I mean, people are losing family and friends over this. It's crazy. You're just best off to not talk about it, period. Whatever side you're on. Look, my neighbor is on another side of the fence from me, and we talk, we're fine. My new neighbors, soon-to-be neighbors, when I move in a few days, they're, some split people there. So most of them on the same side and some not, and everybody's cool with everybody. So it's just not worth the fight. You'll lose friends, you'll lose family, and I fear that after Tuesday, after this election, it's going to get worse. Whoever wins is going to absolutely just cram it down whoever loses throats, and we're going to have a huge problem. There's already prep for civil unrest. I'll cover a video on that tomorrow of the boarding up windows on Rodeo Drive in California, which is weird because California is almost certainly going to go Democratic, but we'll have to see what happens out there as far as like the unrest and protest. High-end apartment buildings and $1 million townhomes and mansions and apartments in these 50-story buildings in New York City are being boarded up. up, adding extra guards inside of the lobbies. You know, yeah, you have a guard, but when protesters come through and smash all the windows, they've got access to this, you know, high-end apartment complex where celebrities and rich investors and New York lawyers all live. That's scary for them because they can't come in and out of their apartment or go get groceries or do whatever. Yeah, they hire people to do it, but it's still not a good situation. So they're boarding them up and hiring more security. So this is just something I've never seen in my life, you know, and I'm 35 years old, and I've seen, you know, what, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, you know, 5 elections over the last 20 years. I've been eligible to vote in 4 of them. I have voted in 4 of them. And, you know, the last 16 to 20 years, so I've seen, you know, a Trump election and now a second Trump and 2 Obamas and a George W. Bush re-election and a George W. Bush first election in 2000. Before I was old enough to vote, I would have been 15, so I was able to vote in the second Bush election, but not when he beat Al Gore. So I've seen a lot of recent, you know, the 9/11 era and all of this, you know, the Afghan war and the Iraq war, and I've seen all this stuff, and this is the most insane thing I've ever seen in the history of this country. You know, between the election and of course the racial tensions and the pandemic, and this has just been an absolute nightmare situation leading up to an election, and nobody's helped the situation. So hopefully this channel will bring you a little bit of non-insanity, and you guys will be able to express your opinions below without being attacked. And I don't care what opinion you have, just leave one, leave a comment, and let me know that you're listening and watching, and we'll continue to cover this. We'll cover it tomorrow and of course Tuesday, election day. I may be live, we'll see. But that's my take on the whole Biden bus being escorted out of Texas by the Trump supporters. It's just par for the course in 2020. Hopefully things get better. Hopefully this election doesn't go and turn this country into mayhem, but I am not holding my breath. With that said, enjoy the rest of your Sunday/Monday whenever you guys see this, November 1st/the 2nd, and I'll see you guys for election night, Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get through it together. Good night, everyone.